Good evening. This is the Town of Belmont Zoning Board of Appeals meeting. I don't know when the last time we were live, but welcome back to everyone. This is the Belmont Zoning Board of Appeals meeting for Monday, September 12th. It's by hybrid public hearing at the Art Gallery on the third floor of the Homer Building, 19 Moore Street, and then remote access through the Zoom app. That is anybody's car alarm. They should probably check. If anyone does need the Zoom app, they can check. It's on the agenda, which is on the town website.
So there's an SUV in the corner that's going off.
There you go. So, quick note before two quick notes before we start. One is, I think the board made a decision that going forward, maybe on a month-by-month basis, we will do our meetings hybrid until such time as either there's inclement weather or something changes in the governor's office. So we will be meeting in person. So make sure on each Monday you check or when the agenda comes out. And secondly, those who maybe remember watching us during the 40B hearing on Beatrice Circle, there was a couple Mr. and Mrs. Kleppner. So I don't know if anyone of you know this. Joanna from the Belmont Citizen Herald wrote an article on them, and they made it into a series that's on Apple TV called Gutsy by Hillary and Clinton and her daughter. And it just dropped on September 9th. And it was as a result of that article and a result of the producers of that show that they actually taped the Kleppners. And I actually watched the show. It's called, the show is called Gutsy, but it's Rebel Hearts. It's about love and marriage. So if anyone wants to see it, they can see it. It's the 8th episode on Apple TV, and they're showing it, and it's really nice if anyone wants to see them. We got entertained by them, and I think I did most of the entertaining. So, but Joanna did a great story on them, and so if there's anything ever nice that you hear in this world, that was a nice story. They were wonderful, and so that being said, we'll move on to the mundane. We can call the meeting to order. Everything okay?
Yes, will be.
So we have 5 members here this evening. So by the statute that's been enacted, if you can't attend as a member to the meetings, you can't attend as a hybrid member and you can't vote as a hybrid member. So Jim Zacardis is not here, the vice chair, and Teresa McNutt, a regular member, is not here. So we have 5 members here tonight. To my left, Elliot Daniels, associate member, David Steff, associate member, myself, Nick Iannuzzi, chair, Casey Williams on my right, a member, and Andrew Kelly on my right, a member. So we have a full complement of the board. So first case this evening is a continued case number 2129. It's case number, the applicant seeks a special permit. It's Fu Shang, I hope I pronounced that right, Lu, and Fan Sang. It's a continued case They came before the board a few months ago. The applicant requests six special permits under section 1.5 of the zoning bylaw to construct a second-story addition, rear stairways, and a dormer at 11 Elliott Avenue, located in a general residence yard district pursuant to section 1.5.4A of the zoning bylaw, allows alterations and expansion in the GR district by a special permit granted by the Board of Appeals. 2, section 4.2 zoning bylaw dimensional requirements require a minimum from a setback of 20 feet. The existing and proposed front setback is 6.1 feet. 3 requires a minimum side setback of 10 feet. The existing and proposed side setback on the north side is 3.2 feet. 4, the existing and the proposed side setback on the south side is 7.7 feet. 5 allows 2.5 story structures. The existing and the proposed structure is 3.5 stories. The lower level of the structure is 44.6%, and covered is considered the basement, a story, and allows a maximum lot coverage of 30%. The existing and proposed lot coverage is 33.9%. The applicant is represented by Attorney Joe Noon. Joe, you want to present?
Ryan Uzi, good evening, members of the board. Joseph Noon from Avery Dewey and Noon. I represent the applicant. 11 Harriet Road is, to put it kindly, is a tired building. It has not been occupied for several years, and Andy, Mr. Liu, purchased the property back in early 2021. His plan is to renovate the existing structure. The renovations will consist of no expansion of the footprint, but essentially enclosing 2 of the porches that exist to make that flush with the second floor of the structure, relocating the rear dormer to center it in the rear of property. This is a non-conforming structure, so that's why we're here. The various setbacks are not complied with. The building was built back in the early 1900s. When we were here last, there was a technical issue with regard to the notice. All of the special permits were not required. And so I think we collectively agreed that renoticing was the best way to go forward to get this for you folks. And there was a substantial amount of discussion about the rear stairs that were being constructed, and you folks indicated that you wanted a covering over the rear stairs. So the new plans do have the covering over the rear stairs to accommodate your desires. Essentially, the plans remain the same. There is a slight increase in the square footage of the structure because of the enclosing of the porch. So we feel that there is no detrimental harm to the abutting neighbors, that this will greatly enhance a very tired property and will enhance the values of the abutting properties. In my original submission, there were photographs of the structure that show its tired condition and can illustrate just what is exactly being done in terms of enclosing. the porches. So since we're here for the second time, I won't belabor the point. I know you have a lot of other cases before you.
So David, did you get a chance to look at the pictures?
I did. I had one question.
Go ahead.
So the enclosure of the stairs is only for the top landing, is that correct?
Correct.
Would it be possible to enclose the entirety of the stairs?
The reason that wasn't done was because it increases the lot coverage. And we're already up against that. And if it is the desire of the board, we do have a alternative set of plans that could accommodate that request. We would hope that we could get granted the approval tonight. Mr. Liu has been waiting many months to get this project going and has been carrying the costs for well over a year at this point.
What would that would require a special permit? Or a 6 foot 6?
Same 6, lot coverage is already increased, but it would have been a more percent than what the proposal was.
We're already at 35.8%.
And what would that increase it to?
I think it was going to bump it up another less than 1%, but it was going to get up, I think, over 36%. It is, you know, Andy's, Mr. Liu's opinion that the roof over the stairways will accomplish the desired protection for people from the elements.
This is 2 units, Joe, or 3?
2.
You have a question?
I have a comment,
Go ahead.
Mr. Chairman.
Sure.
I was reviewing the documents and thinking about the enclosure. Seems like we would, by enclosing it, obstruct 2 of the windows on the rear as well. So,
The top one?
Yeah, and the-
Doing the top enclosure?
yeah, the top enclosure and then sort of cut into one of the windows on what they're calling the lower floor plan.
Okay.
So
He has been waiting a while and I don't want him to do it.
I thought it's no worse than my house as well.
Yeah. So don't look that tired to me, but yeah. I have nothing. No comment. Joe, do you have any letters in support?
Oh, yeah, I forgot there are 17 people, the abutters who have supported this plan.
You have,
It's part of the original submission.
so I see Ara has a submission.
Yes, I do.
Okay,
And they're on the, also uploaded on the town's website with the case. So they're all on record. I have them here.
17 people in favor.
If you want to have a copy,
You can just upload it. That's fine. I believe you.
it's there, and I do have the copies. I'm a little late, so I didn't mail them.
I guess if I go to the public, I'll go to the public in person here first. Anyone in favor or opposed to this project? See anyone? No. I don't see anyone on this. I thought I was supposed to see people on the screen.
No one, everyone has their camera off.
Well, how do we fix that?
Tell them.
Could everyone put their camera on, please?
They can raise their hand if they want to ask a question.
Okay, is there anyone, first, is there anyone in favor of case number 2129 seeking six special permits? Okay. Now, is there anyone against the 11 Harriet Ave project seeking six special permits? Are you here, are you four folks here for the 11 Harriet Ave? No?
We're here for another case.
Yeah. These are the only people who are in queue?
Yes,
Okay,
and they're here for another case.
all right. So with that being said, I can close the public portion of the meeting. Okay. Are we all set, Mr. Noon's client? All right, I will make a vote to approve the issuance of six special permits under section 1.5 of the zoning bylaws. Do I need to make a vote for each one?
No, altogether, because you said like, six special permits.
Approve six special permits on case 2129. Would you like me to list them out?
No,
All right, I make a vote to,
I mean, I'll write it in the decision.
all right,
I'm gonna write this decision. I'll make it in the decision what they were.
yes.
What-
Approve the six special permits requested at 11 Harriet Ave.
I'll second that.
Second that? Andrew?
I vote yes.
I vote yes as well. Approve.
All right, I vote yes. So
Thank you, members of the board.
welcome. Okay.
Have a good night.
You too.
Two. Let's see, I think I put my. Ninety Agassiz Avenue. Who's here for 90 Agassiz Avenue? No, but who's the applicant?
Okay.
My name is Frank Dill. I'm a Belmont resident and the architect representing the homeowners.
Okay.
Can everyone hear me okay?
Let me read this. So case number 2017,
22. 2217.
2217, excuse me. Yoshi Momose, how did I do?
Yes.
All right,
Perfect.
and Luciana Ascianole Momose.
Close, but yes, Luciana, that's me.
I'm gonna lose the gum, right?
I'm sorry.
All right, that's good.
I apologize.
The applicant requests two special permits under section 1.5 of the zoning bylaw to construct a front porch at 90 Agassiz Avenue located in the general residence zoning district. A special permit under section 1.53A of the zoning bylaw allows alterations and expansion in the GR district by a special permit granted by the Board of Appeals. Two, section 4.2 of the zoning bylaw requires a minimum front setback of 12 8.05 feet. The existing front setback to the structure is 8.5 feet, and the proposed front porch is 5 feet. So who's presenting? Frank?
Frank,
Okay, go ahead, Frank.
I just have a brief presentation, just a minute and a half. The proposed front porch is, we think that's the minimum size necessary to protect visitors and packages from rain, snow, and ice. The porch has a roof, but is unenclosed. We're not proposing to add any conditioned area or any new gross floor area with this proposal. We believe the new front porch will enhance the home and also the immediate neighborhood. Included in the photos with the application, the neighbors to the west at 96 Agassiz, Jared is here tonight, is the homeowner. They own a similar Cape home and previously added a front porch of a similar volume to what we're now proposing. The property itself has several unique challenges. The existing home is already non-conforming with respect to the front and both side setbacks. And due to the proximity of Beaver Brook, we have conservation buffer zones that cover most or all of the site area, which suggests that all development be located as close to Agassiz as possible. The front property line is also slightly curved and closest to the house at the front door and proposed porch, so it makes it a little bit tighter there. Luciana and Kayoshi have been planning this project since 2020 and have spoken with their neighbors at multiple points throughout the process, particularly the immediate abutters at 84 Agassiz and 96 Agassiz. I'm just going to stop there. I'm happy to answer any questions you have. I wanted to keep it short. Thank you for your time.
Did you say we had pictures? Do we have pictures?
I can share my screen, but there are pictures that were part of the application.
If you want to make any co-host, I can share them.
Gabriel shared them.
Gabriel share them.
Look, I did have a question. Go ahead.
You said that it was unenclosed. When I looked at the drawings, they looked like and I don't necessarily have a problem with it, but it looked like it was enclosed to me, like on A32, for example.
There's glass on both sides. That's just to protect against wind-driven rain, but it's completely open at the front.
Oh, at the front. Okay.
I got the pictures.
I understand.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Keep going. Yeah, right there. Keep going. Okay, so there they are.
Okay. So it's closed on the sides, open at the front. Gotcha.
Yes.
Okay.
And I guess the top two photos are the existing house, the proposed property at 90 Agassiz. The bottom right-hand corner is the adjacent house at 96 Agassiz, and showing their porch that was built several years ago. So these houses are actually mirror images of each other. They're very similar. We were trying to do something similar to theirs.
Look nice. Yeah. I think it'll look nice.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I went by there. It'll look great.
Yeah, I think it'll look. Any questions?
No questions.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so I guess I'll go to the audience. Anybody in favor or opposition of this project? No.
In favor.
Sorry?
I said in favor.
Okay. Thank you. I hope so. I hope so.
Will not stand.
Spend a lot of money. I hope you're.
She's not paying for it.
I just say that.
And Jared,
Yeah, I'd just like to say I'm very happy that our neighbors decided to keep the nature of the house and the porch similar to ours. As Mr. Dill mentioned, they are kind of mirror images. They were built at the same time. So this really preserves the continuity and look of the neighborhood. So I'm very much in favor.
You're the neighbor right next door?
Yeah, we're the ones right next door. That was in the lower right in the picture
Yeah,
there.
it's gonna look right like your house, so it's, you know.
Yep.
And there's nobody in opposition? Okay, I'll take a vote if anyone wants to vote.
Motion.
I'll make a motion, case number 2217, make a motion to grant the special permit pursuant to section 1.5.3A of the bylaws for allowing an alteration or an expansion in the GR district, and second special permit pursuant to section 4.2 of the bylaws requiring a minimum front setback of 5 feet, existing front setback 8.5 feet, and the proposed porch is 5.0 feet. So motion in favor.
I'll second that motion. Casey,
In favor.
Elliot,
In favor.
David.
Approve.
Okay, good luck.
Thank you.
Are you writing all the decisions?
No, I'm gonna write the 11 headed because it's a continuance from past whatever, but
Has to write some of the decisions?
I can write another one. I mean, this one I can write.
Well, Gabriel can write this one.
Oh. It was requested that board members would begin writing some, if possible.
I'm
I'll
happy.
write this one.
Okay, yeah.
Well, no. Did you want to write this one?
I'm happy to write whatever one.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be this
It's
one.
easy. I'm aware of what's going on. I'll write this one, but the other three,
Happy to go back and write them. You took them,
I know, but you wouldn't prepare today to start writing them back, so. I'll write this one and the other three if you can.
when you write, okay? Okay. Case number 2218, 32 George Street. Molika I'm sorry if I'm Manda? How did I do? Good. The applicant requests one special permit under section 5 of the zoning bylaw to construct a two-story rear addition located in the single residence SRC zoning district. Special permits 2.2A7. The zoning bylaw allows the reduction of a setback of corner lots not less than the requirement of a side setback by a special permit granted by the Board of Appeals, taking into consideration the configuration of the lot and the effect upon the neighborhood property. The existing rear setback structure is 32.4 feet, and the proposed rear setback is 10.1 feet from the addition. Hold on for 1 second. This is one of the cases that we got a letter in opposition. Do we get a letter in opposition?
Letter of opposition and a petition in support.
Yeah, so did you know about the letter of opposition?
I did not. I just heard about it.
Yeah, so I just wanted to give you the heads up on that.
There are about 4 or 5 neighbors that are trying to join. They're all having.
It's,
There looks to be that the town's link is not the right one. So here's the link. I don't know if you want to.
it's, you can have a copy of,
Is that a
Neighbors.
Is that
The
a,
agenda is not correct. So
this is the meeting ID?
that's
And it doesn't have a
that's all they have to
password?
put in.
it's Dimitri and Maria. Are they here? Pseudo-Nicable?
So we have a signature in support from Dimitri. I think his wife wrote a letter.
Okay, well, anyways, first of all, happy birthday.
Thank you very much.
Your wife,
To spend it here with you guys.
your husband takes you to divey places.
I know, right? Came with me from.
Yeah, well, I mean, you could take you to a little bit more upscale places. Go ahead.
Maybe next year.
Yeah.
Yes.
All right, thank you. Good evening, Mr. Chairman and members of the board. As was described, we're here for a special permit for a reduction of a rear setback on a corner lot. So essentially what this section of the bylaw does is it says, okay, on a corner lot, in certain circumstances, you can have 2 fronts and 2 sides instead of 2 fronts, a side and a rear. Currently, we have a detached garage that is 7.8 feet from the west property line. What we would like to do is rebuild that garage. So tear that down, build a new garage that is a little bit closer to the house. So instead of being at 7.8, it would now be at 10.1. So that would be conforming to the side yard regulation. And when we rebuild it, we would be attaching it to the main structure. And the garage is on the basement level due to the topography. So we would like to build some living space above the garage. It would be a 1-story living space and it would be aligned with the first floor of the house. So that's what we're looking to do. The reason for this is that Ashish's parents are elderly and have some medical issues that they're struggling with, and they need to move in with Malika and Ashish, and they have difficulty navigating stairs. And so to have them living on the second floor would be challenging. So that's why we're looking for a bedroom and a bathroom on the first floor space for them. The new height of the addition is proposed at 16 feet, 6 inches to the midpoint and 19 feet, 7 inches to the peak. So this is still well below the limit of 30 feet. It's, I think, about 5.5 feet higher than what the garage is now. So we're taking a massing that's there, we're shifting it over by 2 feet, and we're making it about 5 feet taller, basically, and connecting it to the house.
Are you connecting it?
Yes, in order to build the space above, we're connecting it because they're going to be using it as a bedroom, but it's not an in-law. They don't have like any sort of kitchen or anything there. It's just a bedroom. So in terms of lot coverage, we are only adding 1.6% because we're replacing a garage that's already there. So it's still well below or not well below, but it is below the 25% maximum. And in terms of the relationship of this addition to the neighbors, there will still be about 40 feet between the proposed new garage location and the neighbors to the west, and then also about 40 feet between the garage and the neighbors to the south. So we still have a fair amount of distance in both directions.
Okay.
Is that people joining maybe?
Excuse me. Why am I getting that noise?
Are you what?
What's that noise we keep?
That's people entering the meeting.
Yeah, because it sounds like Alexa and it's driving me nuts. Why can't we get?
You turned off?
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
And maybe ask them to share their cameras.
Yeah, if they're not going to be on camera, it shouldn't be on. I mean, I don't know about you guys, but that's driving me a little.
Helpful to know who's,
Huh?
it's helpful to know who's attending the meeting.
Yes, but we don't see them. So it's like.
Okay, so there's some neighbors that you were expecting, I think, right?
So this is an interesting concept because recently I read an article in the Globe about how, I don't know if you read this article, about how some people and how some communities are promoting the use of garage space as living space for elderly and for low-income housing and things like that. So this is and this is the first time I think this has come before us for use as residential use.
I think there was 3 Myrtle, was that here or maybe that went to planning board, but 3 Myrtle Street recently did something similar where they put a living space above a garage, like right across from the high school. That might have gone
I
planned.
don't know that we ever allowed, in my memory, living space above a garage.
If it was a barn at one time in the past.
Yes, maybe a
Building,
maybe a-
cannot tear it down. They can ask the planning board to allow them to make it as a
I'm not the guy
shop,
with the book.
library, but you cannot have a second living space on your lot.
So this is not that's actually a very good point. This is not at all what we are trying to do here. We're not trying to create an accessory apartment of any sort. So there's no kitchen, there's not even a kitchenette. So it's not like an in-law or an accessory apartment. It's just an extra bedroom. And it is above a garage, which actually there is a lot of, as an attached garage, there are several, almost all of the corner houses in their immediate neighborhood have an attached garage with living space above. The immediate abutter has an attached garage with 2 stories of living space above it.
That article about that.
I did. I think this is a little different than what
Yeah.
that specific article was talking about, but
So you wouldn't have any there would be no gas connection in there?
No,
No, well,
there is a bathroom. There would be a bedroom and a bathroom, and then they have a prayer room. But there's no kitchen, there's no gas, there's no refrigerator.
okay.
And we do also, the last thing I wanted to say is that we did get a lot of neighborhood support. So we submitted a petition to you guys on one letter that I think was 12 neighbors total, and there's a couple online as well. And one thing that I did also want to note in terms of the conversations with the neighbors is that when they were speaking with the neighbor that's most directly affected, the abutter to the west, they did support the project and they signed the petition, but they did ask if they could remove two of the windows that we have currently in the drawing. So the two bedroom windows that are looking toward west, we would like to remove those windows, and my clients were fine with removing those. They have some skylights and they have a window looking into the backyard. So they'll have plenty of natural light without that. But I think that was just a concern that they didn't want to have the windows on that wall.
Which wall was that?
That's looking toward the west. So if you're on the new first floor plan, it's the two windows labeled C at the top of the drawing.
Okay.
Just so I understand, the garage is subterranean?
The garage is at the basement level, but we have elevations as well because of this is like at the bottom of the hill, right?
Yeah.
Coming down. So it's not subterranean. It's basically on level with the street. But at that,
There's currently a garage there.
there is currently a garage, and we're keeping it at the same level as the current garage.
So the living space is going above it? Okay.
Mhm. And so the garage roof is going up. The garage right now has like a little bit of a loft space above it with a little one window on the front. We're raising the roof by 5 feet so that they can put a living space above it. We're shifting it closer to the house so that it'll be more than 10 feet and connecting it.
Is an access in the house, do you have to walk upstairs or is it from the second floor or the first floor?
So in the house from the family room on the first floor, you have to go up 16 inches. So they're going to put a little ramp because they've got some mobility issues.
Okay, because that was what I was trying to understand.
Yeah, so we looked at making it the same level, but then that would put the garage below and then the driveway would have sloped, and that would have been like more impactful in
Yes.
terms of the landscaping. So we thought it was easier to keep it level and just have a.
Okay, that helps. Thank you.
Sure.
David, do you have questions?
I don't have a question for them. I have a question for Ara. I was looking at the bylaw. I'm just wondering if this is not by right. Because the corner lot, you can have setback for the rear and the side as long as this rear setback is larger than the side setback. I thought it was allowed.
It's the use. Right? It's the use, no?
I'm sorry, I gotta go back and see what it is.
I believe, I mean, you.
Trying to reach out to all the other,
It's a corner lot. It's like we have to decide which is the rear or the side.
Right. And even though my addition is 10 feet from one property and 30 feet from the other property, the other corner of the house gets within 10 feet of David Coleman's property. So we would have, my addition is 10 and 30, but the overall project would be 10 and 10. So that's why
You're not 30 from somebody is the bottom line. You've got
Right,
two
exactly.
neighbors. There's nobody that would be within.
Exactly.
this is 32 George, right?
Yes.
Corner property that you guys already have, one at 30 and one at 10. You reduce the 30 to 10, is that the one?
Yes.
So the bylaw allows us, the Office of Community Development, the building commissioner, or the applicants, to choose to have one as a side and one as a rear. However, for corner properties, the owners also have the right by a special permit granted by the Board of Appeals to reduce the other rear into a side not less than the 10. So basically having two sides if they choose to. But the first one is, let's say by right, that our office can just allow them to do, because that's what it says in one paragraph. But the second, reducing down to 10 or to 20 or whatever, is up to the board to grant them that kind of special permit. Okay. So now they're having only two sides, let's say, instead of having a rear anywhere. Am I,
Yeah, that makes sense.
yes, okay,
We've had cases with side lots.
yes,
I-
yeah.
They're not easy cases.
22 Kilburn comes to
Yep.
mind anyway.
We got sued over that, didn't we?
No, we were almost.
Yes. You have any questions?
I don't have any questions now.
Anyone in the room in favor of opposition? Anyone out there in the viewing audience in favor? Okay, that's now as raised.
Coleman?
Who, okay, so that's Mr. Coleman.
The other one is Leah at 237 Orchards.
Leah,
Leah Lesser is at 237. We're not direct abutters. You might be referring to David Coleman.
Hi, so we're at 26. We're the abutters on the south side. And both my wife and I signed, we're fully in support of this.
okay,
So we have a direct view of the existing garage from our deck. And we spend a lot of time out on our deck in our rear yard. So this, if it was impactful for us, would be very apparent. So we think this is actually a very logical use of this space and a good project.
anyone in opposition?
We have someone whose hand is raised, but their camera's off. If you're in support or opposition, please turn your camera off.
And if you're in support, you could shut your cameras off, please.
I'm sorry, my car camera's broken, Miki Matrician at 255 Orchard. I'm in support.
Your camera's broken.
Okay. There's no one here in opposition? Not that I'm looking for anybody, but
The individual who wrote the letter is not here.
okay, that's good. We'll take the letter into consideration, but if they're not here, they're not here. Okay, thank you. I'll close the public portion. So no more, Gabe? Nobody out there?
Nobody out there who had their hand raised or had their video on.
Okay. If anybody has,
Mr. Chairman, I think Leah Lesser might have wanted to speak. Is that?
Leah, I think you were muted earlier.
I apologize. Thanks, Diane and Malika. I'm sorry. I wasn't entirely clear if you asked these supporters to turn off their video or show their video, but I just wanted everybody to know we at 237 Orchard are very much in support of this project.
got that, thank you.
Thank you.
Sorry, what's your last name, Leah?
Lesser.
Lesser, Lesser.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, if no one has anything else to say, on the case 2218, 32 George Street, I'll vote to approve the special permit to allow the reduction of a rear setback of the corner lots, not less than the requirement of a side setback by special permit granted by the Board of Appeals, taking into consideration the configuration of the lot and the effect upon the neighbor property. The existing rear setback of the principal structure is 32.4, and the proposed rear setback is 10.1 feet from the addition. Taking into consideration the letter in opposition that was received, which husband signed the affidavit in support, and the wife wrote an opposition letter with the husband's name on it, but failed to show up at the hearing. So that being said, I'll take a
I'll
second.
second.
Andrew,
I vote in favor.
Elliot,
I approve.
David,
In favor.
congratulations. Good.
Thank you very much.
Okay. Case number 2219. 29 Myrtle Street, Jason Whaley and Meredith Quinn.
We're represented by our architect, Ken Ruderman.
Everybody.
Hey.
I'm Jason. That was probably obvious.
The applicant requests one special permit under section 1.5 of the zoning bylaw to construct a one-story addition to 29 Myrtle Street located in a single residence SRC zoning district. Special permit section 4.2 of the zoning bylaw allows a minimum rear setback 29.7, 30% of the average depth of the lot. The existing rear setback to the structure is 18.2, and the proposed rear addition is 20.9. The applicant is here, and his architect. What's your architect's name?
Pen Ruderman.
Pen.
Pen. Yeah.
NN? As in Penn and Teller.
Exactly.
I don't think Penn spelled his with two N's.
He does?
Yeah, okay. Okay, you have the floor.
Excellent.
In 1 second. I will write the 32 George Street case. You have the floor.
Thank you. So as you read in the description, the existing non-conforming rear setback property at 29 Myrtle Street is 18.2 feet. That is to the back corner of a gable one-story structure. As part of our renovation, we actually plan to remove that one-story structure that is within 18.2 feet of the rear lot line. And we're using as our end of construction an alignment with the existing kitchen. And that existing kitchen would set that rear yard setback at that the distance that was read off in the proposal. Our planned height for the addition is only 1 story. And the property is surrounded by a 1-story high fence. So there's limited visibility actually from the street or from the side adjacent properties, as well as from the Spinney Terrace behind. And I believe I was included in our presentation a couple of images that show that limited visibility of the work that's planned.
Gabriel, can you bring up these photos?
Yes, I can. Thanks. I would note that one of the key reasons that the homeowners are interested in doing this work at their house is to make a connection between the interior of the house and a really beautiful Japanese garden at the rear is one of the key reasons that they purchased the property. And unfortunately, there's very few windows at the back of the house that actually look into that garden. So really the key here is that they're not looking to encroach on the garden or actually take up much more space in the rear yard. Their plan is actually just to increase that connection between the existing garden and the home itself. So the limits of the expansion are set, as I said before, by the alignment with where the existing kitchen and there's an existing deck at the rear of the house. And then to the side yard, they're using as the kind of limit of expansion the existing side entry porch on the property.
This isn't a historic home?
No, it's not on any street that I'm aware of.
Not that I'm aware of either. Lots of old stuff in it.
Huh?
There's lots of old stuff in it.
It looks, it's a nice looking home. David, any questions? We didn't get any opposition on this, I don't think.
No, there's a petition of support, no letter of opposition.
I'm sorry?
There's a petition in support, Mr. Chair, but no letter of opposition.
Yeah, we got.
And Gabriel, I believe there's several people on the Zoom that probably have video off to the extent.
We can ask.
Okay.
Andrew, you have any?
No, I do not have any questions.
Elliot?
I don't.
I guess I can open the public portion. Anyone here in favor of this project? In the public audience?
So I'm Jason.
Would you mind just standing up? I think they want to.
On the 6 feet terrace. Actually, my wife signed her name already to support. I just want to show up to support. Yeah.
Thank you, Vernon. Thank you for coming out. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you get his name?
Paul Pink,
Good.
6 Finney Terrace,
Wow.
3 years ago. Special permit. We missed the site to mark it in red. He's gonna come back soon for a mistake that we made in the.
So you
past.
knew who he was. So, okay. Yeah, I don't give,
Here are the flowers.
I don't give you credit.
I'm going to give you credit for that one, all right?
All right, so on Zoom, I take it anyone presently on Zoom in favor? So I can't see the names up there or they put the addresses, so
You want me to read you?
go ahead, Andrew.
Gentleman on the left is Steve Goodman, 35 Myrtle Street. Gentleman on the right is Matt Sweeney.
Call them out.
Oh, okay. All right, we'll start with the left. Mr. Goodman, 35 Myrtle.
Hi, I'm Steve Goodman. I am an abutter to Jason and Meredith's property at 35 Myrtle. And we have been given the opportunity to look at the plans and are in favor, very much in favor of the project.
Thank you.
And Mr.
Hello, I'm Matt Sweeney. I live at 5 Spinney Terrace, so our property abuts the rear of Jason Meredith's property, and we've also had the opportunity to review their plans. I have absolutely no concerns whatsoever.
Thank you. Anyone else? Gabriel, anybody else?
I see some other people in the room, but if they're in support, please turn your camera on.
Anyone in opposition? Okay, seeing no opposition, I can close the public portion of the meeting. For case number 2219, make a motion to approve the one special permit, section 1.5 of the zoning bylaw to construct a one-story rear addition at 29 Myrtle Street located in a single residence CSRC zoning district. The special permit is pursuant to section 4.2.2 of the bylaws, allowed a minimum rear setback of 29.7 feet, 30% of the average depth of the lot. Existing rear setback to the structure is 18.2, and the proposed rear addition is 20.9 feet.
I'll second the motion.
Thank you, Andrew. Casey?
In favor.
In favor as well.
Elliot's in favor, and David?
In favor.
Congratulations. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Happy to write it, Nick, if you want.
Thank you, Andrew. Let's see. Okay. Next case is case number 2220, 127 Washington Street, Deirdre Walsh. And who is accompanying you?
My husband, Jim Riley.
Riley. The applicant requests one special permit under section 1.5 of the zoning bylaw to construct a second-story balcony at 127 Washington Street, located in a single residence SRC zoning district. Special permit is pursuant to 4.2 of the zoning bylaw, a maximum lot coverage is 25%. The existing lot coverage is 25.2%, 22, and the proposed is 25.7. Good evening.
Good evening. So I'm Keith Miller from Miller Design.
You are.
Chairman and members of the board. We're here tonight, obviously, to seek a permit for lot coverage of the 0.5% increase that's happening due to a balcony that we're adding to the deck. The family moved into the house about 13 years ago and have recently added a master bedroom suite above the garage. And they removed an existing deck that had been in that location. They do spend a lot of time outside. They have a patio in the back, a deck also behind the house. And they wanted a balcony off of the new master bedroom they just built. So we have developed a 3.5 foot deep by 7.5 foot wide balcony that covers about 27 square feet, about 10 feet off the ground. We looked at options of adding the balcony and decided to move it to the rear of the house where it was not visible from the street and further away from the immediate abutter at 133 Washington Street, where the original deck had been. And he sits almost 30 feet from the rear setback and more than 20 feet from the side setback. We have received a letter of support from that neighbor at 133 Washington and additional signatures of support from other abutters and neighbors, including Phil Ruggiero, a past ZBA member. We are asking the Board of Appeals to grant us a special permit, allowing us to build this balcony. In addition, as proposed, it is our belief that this addition is keeping with the character of the neighborhood and not detrimental to the community. I do have 7. You do not currently have any of those signatures of support or the letters. We received some information on Friday that a neighbor was in opposition to the project. So I saw that on Friday. So we went this weekend, Jim and Deidre did, and rounded up some letters from the other neighbors, including one of the immediate rear abutters at 12 Hurd Street, and then they spoke to the neighbor at 18 Hurd Street.
We got the signature from 12, from 18. 12 just said she would not.
This is 201 Oakley Road.
No, 201 is me. This is Washington Street.
Yeah, we received that letter on Friday.
No.
Oh, for them.
For them.
That's the corner.
Yeah. This is 2220. This is opposition to 2220. Right? And the address that they are proposing is, they live on 201 Oakley Road.
That's
yes.
Right.
Right.
So that's all I was saying.
Oh,
yeah. Did you talk to them?
Yes, I did.
What happened?
Conversation with the husband. We talked about how it would impact, if anything. Came to a conclusion that we would do some trimming of trees to mitigate any sort of view changes. And that was the end of it until we received a letter or an email on Friday.
So you talked to him previously?
Correct.
Okay.
And in all earnest, 6 months ago, we got plans, the concept, everything. So we're very upfront with all of our neighbors regarding what the project scope was.
Nick, excuse me, Mr. Andrews, should I pass these out?
What is it?
It's the signatures of support. There are 10 of them along with the letter that we received over the weekend. I brought copies for everyone.
Does the board want them? I mean, I don't.
I think it's good to have Ara, when he comes back, put them in the public file and.
Yes.
You can just hold them.
Okay.
Phil wrote a letter?
No, Phil signed the letter of support.
But he said if we'd like a letter, he would write a letter.
The neighbors at 133 Washington, which are the closest to the roof balcony, they're right next door. They're the closest they sent the letter of support.
Did you say you have living space above the garage?
Yeah, there's a bedroom. Yep. So Washington Street it's a hill. So almost every house on Washington Street is the same setup. And actually, Phil, about 6 years ago, I did the same thing for him, where we put a master bedroom above the garage where there was a deck. So if you look at some of the images that I supplied to support the project in the package that we submitted, show the other houses on Washington Street. You can see where there's a roof deck. Some of the garages have been turned into sunrooms. Some of them are garages below the sunroom, but they all have that a second floor deck on the side, on the downhill slope of Washington Street.
Did you get a permit for that?
It's not
Yes.
above the garage, it's above that's by right.
Sorry, the den. Sorry, above the den.
Right?
Yeah.
It's not above the garage, it's above the den.
Before they added the master bedroom.
Oh, it's above that?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Sorry, there's no, honestly, not a garage.
All right,
We
but
have a lot of garages with.
yeah, we've had a garage.
Right.
Yeah.
A lot of houses on that street have done this.
We've had a lot of those. We've had.
Right, this is exactly what that is. So it's not above a garage, it's above.
This is just about lot coverage.
Yeah.
Yes, and yes, 27 square feet. The house, so where the balcony sits, I took some measurements off the survey. We're about 75 feet from the neighbor's house who wrote the letter.
Do you know vertically?
It's hard to, so it's a hill. So the house on the west side of you. So yeah, east on the west is the south. The west side is, it's about 7 feet tall. Every house is about 7 feet taller than the next.
Oh, exactly.
Yeah, I have a couple. So it wouldn't, I mean, this is nothing, this could sound like a complaint, I suppose it is, or a suggestion. It would have been helpful to me, the photographs that you included were fine. It would have been helpful to me to have seen a photograph of the back of the house. And I walked by here. I don't know what the policy is. I did not feel comfortable just walking onto their property to go look at it. So I didn't. I can understand it in concept, but I can't really appreciate it. And you cannot see this from Google Zoom or whatever the hell you're looking at.
It doesn't even.
Snap face.
It doesn't even exist yet because it's being built too.
Right. So the point is that this is something that is tangible, but it is hard for me to picture, and that would be helpful. I see an artist's rendering. I understand what that means, but a picture would have gone a long way.
Yeah.
For me.
If any of us have ever driven our kids to the Wellington School, we've passed by this, we've sat in traffic and passed by this house, correct? This is right on
Chenery.
Chenery. I mean, that's what I meant, Chenery School. We've passed by this house. And you've done improvements to this house over the years because this wasn't here. There was no.
Yes, right.
That wasn't.
So a couple of years ago, we redid the whole kitchen and a little back part and a patio, and they added a patio in the back, and they've been improving the property.
All right, I have an idea. So just cool. Does anyone have any more questions? Do you have questions? Do you have questions? So I have an idea for you. I want to open up the public portion of this meeting to get this out of the way. So is there anyone here in favor of this application? Anyone out there and anybody on case number 2220, please open their cameras. In favor or in opposition? Anybody, Gabriel?
There's only one person I can see, their camera's off.
Would that be?
I don't think it's,
We're in opposition.
I'm in opposition.
Are you Sandy McKinley?
Yeah.
Well, you're the person I wanted to hear from. So there's no one in favor out there?
No one turning the camera on in favor or in opposition.
All right. First of all, 1 second. He has a bunch of signatures of the, he has petitions and he has a letter, or no, what do you have?
I have a letter and 10 signatures of support.
Do you want us to, do you want us?
Mr. Distler would be in charge of these projects. I was here mostly for 11 Harriet because that was continued from past. I was not fully involved with these other cases.
How many cases do we have on for next month?
I think we have 5.
Okay.
You want to continue this?
No, I'm just thinking.
I don't know, you would know better.
Okay. Why don't you take those, why don't you take one of those and post it online for the public? And whatever else.
Yes.
Mr. Miller.
Yeah, the letters.
And whatever else Mr. Miller has, we can take a look at that. Why don't you come up and give us your opposition?
Just stand here.
No, please come up.
Oh. The microphones are up here, so. By introduction, I'm Sandy McKinley. I am representing myself and my husband, residents at 201 Oakley Road. We are the western abutters to 128 Washington. We are the abutters who would be most impacted by the addition of the balcony. And I'm just going to reiterate some of the points that we made in the letter that we sent last week to the Zoning Board of Appeals. Our objection for the variance is really twofold.
It's not a variance.
I'm sorry. The special permit, I apologize. Our objection is really twofold. One, the lot coverage, the additional space, but then also the proposed use of the additional space. Just to orient you, we are the blue house on the corner of Oakley and Washington. So right when you're at Cherokee, we are right at that corner. So the front of our house faces that very busy corner. The back of our house faces east. And so our backyard is relatively private. We kind of live out of the back of our house, both inside and outside. So we face the Riley's home, and we're kind of oriented that way. We have a deck, we have a backyard. Because as you've noticed, we are on a hill. Our house is a little higher than the homes on Washington Street. So our biggest concern is that the balcony is at eye level from our first floor and our second floor. So it is a kind of a box-shaped structure that sticks out of from the new addition. So that is our main concern, kind of further juts out from our visual field. So every time we would look out or use our deck, look out from our first or second floor, especially that northeast corner, we would have the balcony, the cafe table, and the 2 chairs, and kind of not escape it. So that's the first point. The second point would be that where an addition or a building is kind of a passive structure, just kind of there, a balcony with a cafe table and 2 chairs invites activity, right? You know, I want to go out there and have a glass of wine and relax and listen to some music and watch the sunrise, etc. You know, that's inviting activity, and with activity comes the natural things like with activity, a little chatter, a little laughing, whatever. Like so, that invites normal, just human activity, no fault to anybody. But at that eye level, on our first and second floor, we're worried about kind of privacy and just general enjoyment. So it also goes conversely, right? We can see at eye level from our first and second floor in our deck. So can people on the balcony see what's happening in our home? And not necessarily that, you know, we certainly have shades and stuff, but it just is that sense of intrusion that we would be, that we just feel like a perch, right?
Right.
And then just noticing too that it's like if we look down Washington Street and we have a nice view of everyone's backyard, there aren't any kind of like balconies that are kind of out in that style. So I do question that notion that this is keeping the style of the homes that are there.
So that's mainly it. I will also say too, that we did not see, we had talked with the Rileys about the addition, but we were under a different impression. I don't know if this was miscommunication or what, we had not seen the plans until we pulled them up from the zoning board of appeals website when we got the notice, which was what started the conversation with the Rileys about the plans. Like we had never seen the plans before we got the notice. So I'll just make that note. So it's for that reason we would urge this body to not approve the special permit. And I think we put some, like we superimposed the plans with pictures from our backyard, from our windows in our home, just to kind of show what it would look like.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So you want to see the back of the property?
Yeah, I do. To me, this is, I don't want to say unique, but it's, I don't, when I look at these pictures here of the.
I was looking at the picture.
Yeah, that it to me seems different from what else I've seen. And so I'd like to kind of get a sense as to what we're dealing with.
Yes.
If I could impose too, I wouldn't mind seeing it from the adjacent property because it's really hard to tell from the photos sort of where it is in elevation and space. Like that's what I'm struggling with because when you can't see from the road, you just don't, there's no perspective.
No, and I walked around it and as you say, I didn't think that I should be going into private property to look, but I wanted to look.
Yeah, up until Thursday, there was no sliding door, so you'd have no perspective on where it would have been anyways, to be honest, because it was just plywood up until that point.
Oh, but you can see the back of your house.
You can, but you wouldn't have like a sense of where.
In terms of the elevation, I think is what we're.
I see.
Well, I invite any of you, you're welcome to come to my house, inside or outside, to get perspective.
So you're going to gain perspective from the plans and how it's going to be. And you should really talk to the neighbor and if in fact she hasn't received these or she did and she didn't, whatever. I'm a big proponent of people meeting and trying to work things out. So what I'm going to propose is moving this meeting not to the next meeting, which is
October 3rd.
The November meeting. That's what I'd like to do. Yes.
Mr. Chair, there are a few people who just joined on Zoom. Should we ask if they have anything to say in opposition or support, or do we want to wait until November?
You can ask them why they're here. Then we can close the public portion of this meeting.
If anyone has anything in support or opposition to this case 2221 or the 2220, please turn on your camera.
If people are here for 2220, in favor or opposition, could you please open up your cameras? I am going to close the public portion of this meeting, and I am going to make a motion to continue this meeting to the November hearing so that the members of the board can go out if they haven't already done so and get a better look at the back of the property and the neighbor's property as well.
Nick, I have a question. When we resume, are we allowed to then start de novo in terms of questions?
Yeah. Okay. But I wanted to get all the public comment out of the way.
Mr. Randy, if I might just add one thing. So they are under construction right now, the main addition. The deck can be, they currently in the plans have a railing up against the house, like a Romeo and Juliet railing. While the builder's there framing everything, they were hoping to save some costs and build the deck kind of simultaneously with the project. So if there's any way we could get next month, if that's even possible.
We have 5 cases on for next month.
All right, appreciate it.
And they're doing that at their own peril.
Yeah, no, and they realize that. Yep.
And we've recently there was a case on Orchard Street, we made them take it down. So you can build. We'll make you take
No,
it.
no, I think we were just
No, right
saying.
now we have a
Yeah.
plan to put a railing there, but they would love to have development. So.
Yeah, Chair, just few ideas.
Go ahead.
So for the balcony, you're gonna extend an existing double joist outside the building, which will or will not hold your framing of that section. Why don't you put those anyway? And they'll have a better idea on how far it's gonna go to begin with. If they approve, you keep them. If not, you'll take the sawzall. I mean, their contractor will take the sawzall, cut it back, make it flush.
Yeah.
So November or October, I don't think it's gonna matter. I mean, you're gonna have a door there because you're gonna have the sliding door, the same frame, because of the railing that you have anyway. The balcony that they might cut the floor joist.
Why would they have a sliding door if there's no balcony there?
Because they have a railing. You want to keep the railing or not?
Yeah, we'll keep the railing, yeah.
They can either keep the railing flush or they can build.
Just on the back of the house. Well, this is why I have to go see it because I can't.
The McKinleys have the same thing. They have a sliding door without, yep.
Or like they can block the sliding door and sheetrock and put a window or whatever it is, but.
I have to see it because
I mean, you put those over there and then if denied, then you cut it back. And
I'm looking at this here and I'm
Which is not
thinking,
clear what it is.
why are there double doors there if there's no?
Well, they can have, it could be a wide window, big window.
Okay.
All right, so I made a motion to continue case number 20.
Do it anyway. Better.
To the November agenda. Do I have a second? Andrew?
I'm in favor of continuance.
Elliot? David?
In favor of continuing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
And then do they make it?
Case number.
Just trying to see one question. So how do they contact the owners to just make sure that they're coming or to let them know prepared? You? Okay.
They contact me when they can, or Gabriel if you want.
Well, while everybody's here in this room, is there a time this weekend that?
Tonight?
Well, I'm not going to go. I'd like to go during the daytime, during the daylight hours.
I have my own business and so I work remotely. So most days I'm home, just give a call. That's on the letter that I sent it to you.
Okay. I was just wondering this weekend if there was.
Yeah, weekend around. We have a hockey game on Sunday, but around.
Okay.
You should advertise your business. You're on cable access TV.
Why don't
It's so specialized. Some people, yeah.
Keith?
Thank you for.
Email me when they can. I'll email you back and we will ask if it's okay. I'll coordinate this either with me or.
This is the PIN number?
Gabriel is better.
Okay.
I'm dumping things on him.
Yeah, and I'll hand them.
On record.
Thank you for your time.
The PIN.
Thank you.
Gabriel.
To enter in.
Let the board members email you when they wanna, you email to Keith, get the okay, yes or no. And then, you reply and you coordinate. I mean, you don't need to be there, just tell them. This way, they don't have board members' emails and,
And we shouldn't be, say one thing with them, really, if I can.
and they should not be meeting with them directly.
I just, if you go back in time and look at the special permits or the letters of support that we gave to 201 Oakley to include deck at eye level from our property, which looks into our kitchen every single day, you would say these are very different things. So thank you for your time. Appreciate it very much. You have a good night.
Look forward to seeing you soon.
Yep. Thank you.
Yeah. Whatever works for you guys.
Yep,
We just have a very barky dog, but
there's that.
we keep him inside. Thank you.
Thank you.
Zoom meeting ID, that's what it's called.
What is it?
People are having a problem getting into the Zoom meeting. I guess people are having a problem. The Zoom meeting ID number is 848 0037 9250. I'll repeat that again slowly. The Zoom meeting ID number is 848 0037 9250. I'll hold it up in case anyone wants to take a picture of it.
I think the problem is if they're not on
public access.
Oh, yeah, you're not on the Zoom.
Okay.
Not on the Zoom. So if you're not on the Zoom.
By the way,
No, you're not in the
to
know.
the applicants, I did text the ID
Okay.
to their cell phones, but those are the applicants, and I think Bill W is there.
This is Nicholas, and I'm not old enough for this, but this is kind of like that Groucho Marx, like what's my line thing.
Yeah, that's right. Okay. All right. Moving on. It's working out the kinks here. We're getting there though.
So why do we have different Zoom link?
It was a mistake on our part, technical error. We rescheduled the link twice. There may have been some confusion about whether it was webinar or meeting. So 2 links were published.
So we published one, the other one wasn't. Okay.
Usually it's cold in here.
I know. That's why I wore long sleeves.
You're still here?
I'm still here. I'm next.
Next, all right, well, come on up. Case number 2221, 3 special permits, 17 Concord Ave, William Weinstein. The applicant requests 1 special permit under section 1.5 of the zoning bylaw to construct a 2-story rear addition at 17 Concord Ave, located in the general GR zoning district. Special permit. So he's just seeking one, how many one? There's 2 special permits. It's under section 1.5.3A of the bylaw, allows alteration and expansion in the GR district by a special permit granted by the Board of Appeals. And 2, section 4.2 of the bylaw requires a maximum lot coverage of 30%. The existing proposed lot coverage is 33.6%, and 3 requires a minimum side setback of 10 feet. Existing and the proposed side setback is 3.9 feet. Is the applicant with you?
The applicant is not with me. They also had trouble with the Zoom.
No, he's online.
Oh, he is. Oh, fabulous.
He is there.
Yes, we're online.
Well, open up your camera.
Okay, just a sec.
Excuse me?
Just a second. Okay, there's the video.
Okay. Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Glad that it worked for you.
It took a while.
Yeah, technology.
Okay, you have the floor.
All right, I am Diane Miller from Miller Design, still here. As was described, this is in the GR district, so we have 2 special permits to maintain existing nonconformities. So one of them is the lot coverage at 33.6, and the other is the side setback. Currently, the house is 3.9 feet from the left side and 21.1 feet from the right side. And we're just maintaining both of those setbacks. On the rear of the house, there is a somewhat dilapidated sunroom that's very typical to many of these 2-story houses in this neighborhood. And what they would like to do is tear that down and rebuild it properly with like proper foundations and floors that are not sloping and that sort of thing. When we're rebuilding it, we would like to make it 8 inches bigger. So keeping the same sides as we have now, the 3.9 and the 21.1, but just going 8 inches further toward the backyard just to give them a little bit more elbow room in the interior spaces there. As part of reconfiguring it, we're also redoing the stairs. So the thing that's weird about this one is placing it, we're going out 8 inches further, but we're actually making our rear setback better because it has a very big stair right now, and we're reducing the size of the rear egress stair, and we're tucking some of the stair into the main structure of the house so that it's not this big thing that it is currently. So our rear setback is going to go from 41.6 to 42.4. So it's a little bit better than what's currently there. And it's also significantly better than the 20 feet that is required. And so again, kind of weird because we're adding a little bit of footage, but we're not actually impacting the lot coverage because of kind of the way that we're moving things around with that. So, and that was on purpose. And that's why we kept it to 8 inches only going back, because we really wanted to get as much square footage in the space as we could, but we didn't want to increase the non-conforming 33.6. So we said, okay, we're not going to improve, we're not going to make that any worse. We're just going to keep that number as it is. So that's what's going on with that. Bill and Shelley Weinstein did speak with their neighbors, and we submitted a petition about a week ago. You guys should have gotten signed by, I think, 14 of the neighbors. And that was also including the immediate abutters that were affected by this.
And why didn't we get real plans on this?
What do you mean real plans? That's the surveyor's seller calculations.
Well, what's this?
That's their calc. That's what the surveyor does for the basement seller calcs to determine what the average grade is. You have the drawings for me. Okay.
So who did this?
That's Doug Johnston.
Okay.
He does almost.
Yeah, he always gives us the basement cellar calculation, like each individual wall calculation, whatever. I mean, there are too many attachments, but the first one shows how many percent is exposed for basement. Always does it.
Never seen that.
He's good though. I mean, I'd rather have him than most of the others that.
All right.
I'm sorry.
Is there a duck?
Is it a sneeze? Bless you.
Gabe, who's responsible for circulating the zoning compliance checklist?
Gabriel.
This is illegible. Diane was hopefully reading out some specifics. I was curious to look at the existing proposed, and I looked at it and I was like, I think I can see what it says here. Looks like rear 41.6, 2.4, but it's not very legible. And then you go down to the height. Numbers are illegible.
I believe I asked Ms. Miller to send it to me, a scanned version of it, and she sent me an original scanned version that was worse.
Yeah.
Then she sent me this version, and
it's the same guy who did the see who 5/23/22.
Yeah.
Who stamped that? That's the same person who I raised the issue.
Johnston.
Yeah, I only say just because if it's illegible, this makes me sound
like me.
Yeah, this makes me sound like a cranky old man, which maybe I am. But I mean, if it's illegible, like I just asked them to resubmit something that's legible so that we can work with it, because it's basically it's of no use if you can't read it.
I apologize for that. And
I'm not trying. No, it's trying to drag you over.
No, absolutely. I mean, that is fair. That is fair. And I thought we had corrected it because Gabe did ask me for that, and I thought we had a better one, but maybe you didn't get the better version of it. But
this is the better.
This is the better version.
It's still very bad, but I think it was at the deadline, and
we can do this though. We can. We have to. This is like the $6 million man here. I mean, we have the technology. We can do it better, faster.
I think it's incumbent upon you to make sure that the spreadsheet is readable for us, or at least done over for us.
As many times as necessary, so you get a clear version, so they can have it and they don't ask the questions at the meeting.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm good. It's like a pedagogical exercise.
It's just a
happy birthday.
It's just a
better next time.
No. It's just a learning thing. So if you either send it back to the applicant or you just mark it up for us, then so we can understand it. So, okay.
Some old man is done.
I knew it would come out sooner or later. Anyone have any questions?
No, thank you.
Why are you taking on all of this work now in your house? How long have you been living here?
A long time.
They didn't answer my question.
40 plus years.
All right, why are you doing all this now after 40 years?
Because I have money to do it now.
Really? You're going to sell this property?
No. Want to redo the kitchen upstairs and make enough space to make it more usable.
So then he's going to enjoy it, which is good.
Okay. Seems interesting to me. But, okay. Anyone have any questions? No. All right. Is there anyone here in favor of application 17 Concord Ave? If there is, please open your mic, your camera and your mic. Gabriel, anybody on there in opposition or in favor?
No one is opening the camera.
I can close the public portion of the meeting, I guess. All right. Anybody here? No. I don't think anyone's here for this one. No? Everybody like this project? Okay, good. Thank you. Okay. Anybody have any questions, concerns? Anybody want to vote on? Give me a vote.
I would happily make a motion to approve the 3 special permits for 17 Concord Avenue, case 2221. Located in a general resident zoning district. First special permit 1.5.3A of the zoning bylaws allows alterations and expansions in the GR district by special permit granted by the Board of Appeals. 2, section 4.2 of the zoning bylaws requires a maximum lot coverage of 30%. The existing and proposed lot coverage is 33.6. 3, requires a minimum side setback of 10.0 feet. The existing and proposed side setback is 3.9.
I will second that. However, I would like an updated checklist if you would.
Yes.
Birthday girl.
Yes.
Thank you.
I will get that to you guys.
That would be helpful for our file. And I will second that. Andrew?
I vote in approval, yes.
Thank you. Elliot, David?
In favor.
Congratulations. Congratulations. You're all set.
Thank you.
Good luck with everything.
Thank you very much.
I can write this one.
That's right.
Last case of the evening. Case, case 89 Trapello Road, Jack's side. Come on up, Jack. The applicant requests one special permit under section 1.5, the zoning bylaw, to operate a full-service restaurant at 89 Trapello Road, located in the business LB1 zoning district. Special permit section 3.3 of the zoning bylaw allows full-serve restaurants. Is that the proper enunciation? Is it full service or full serve? Okay.
I think, I mean, it says restaurant, but for us to differentiate between the full serve and the fast food, I just always insert there like full serve so everyone knows.
Okay.
But that's allowed by right.
And the
others.
LB1 zoning district by right in compliance with section 5.1.2D, 1 parking space per 2 person seating capacity. The proposed restaurant will have 83 seats, will require 42 parking spaces per section 5.2.1G. 20 parking spaces are grandfathered. Remaining 22 parking spaces, equivalent of 44 seats, are allowed by special permit granted by the Board of Appeals. So all he's seeking is one special permit for a full-service restaurant in the LB1 district, right? And you are going into the old Ben Franklin space, correct?
Yes, I am.
Okay. All right, so why don't you tell us about yourself?
Hey, good evening, everyone. My name's Jack, from town, and we're opening this restaurant on 89 Trapello. We are given 40 seats and we're looking for an extra 43 seats. And this would really help us, be successful because, we have a short period in dining and within those 2-3 hours and really need the covers to make sure that we're able to be successful and continue operating. And we hope, we get permission to do so.
Or are your seats upstairs on the first floor? Or are you using the basement for any?
No, we're not using the basement at all. It's all on the first floor. Yeah.
Basement staying vacant? For storage?
Storage? Not even. Most of the stuff are going to be upstairs. Yeah, because it's a big space. We allocated 40% of it just for the dining because it's a big space and we don't want too many people in there. We just want to keep it, roomy enough for, 80 people, with a lot of room to stretch. We have 2 large bathrooms, 2 small size private rooms for birthday parties. But still want to keep it kind of small.
Are you taking over the old diner too?
Diner? We want to, but I think the owner has plans.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The owner has plans?
Landlord has other plans.
Really?
Yeah, Aram actually, Aram's, that's the diner you're talking about.
Yeah.
Someone else already has approached and asked about the space, and I think there's an agreement with the owner to make it a less seating than what Aram had, but mostly like a kitchen.
Yeah.
How much less seating could you do here?
All they want to have, the new guy wants to have maybe 10 chairs, the bigger size.
So
issues with his bathroom now.
Yeah, there is none.
Right.
I want to know if.
So Jack, what kind of experience do you have in the restaurant business?
I have a good amount of experience. We run 4 restaurants. We started our first one here in Belmont in 2015. So it's 7 years, my experience.
So what were the restaurants you ran?
It's Number One Taste. We have a few of them in Arlington, Belmont, Watertown, Melrose.
Okay.
Yeah. My son's in the CIA, Culinary Institute of America. He's going to be a 3rd generation restaurateur, and hopefully, we'll continue to grow our business.
This is more of a restaurant than the other places.
Yeah.
Right. So this is your first, this will have a liquor license?
We hope so. I mean, we will apply after we can get the amount of seatings because we can only apply for a liquor license if we have a certain amount of seatings.
Will this be your first, you're doing sushi here?
Yes.
So this will be your first sushi restaurant?
It is. But I have partners who have been in the industry for years. And they're here today, but they're a little camera shy.
Are your seats, is the liquor license pending on your seats if you need these extra seats?
Yeah, it's pending on the seats, because I've looked through I spoke to the select board, the guys over there, and they said, you would have to have, on paper, it says, you need to have 100 to 250 seats, 130 to 250 seats, but then, depending on the select board, not less than 60 and more than 250.
Require minimum 60. I mean, I don't think you're going to get close to 250. So minimum 60.
We don't want to handle that either.
I mean, I think it would be a welcome to have a restaurant up there in that space. You can have an issue with parking?
For the parking, we talked about it. I don't think, we would have much of an issue because, we went and counted all the amounts of parking in that area within a quarter of a mile. And I came up with 196.
196 spaces?
Yeah. And that's just only on Trapello, Common. Yeah, Trapello and Common.
And a quarter mile?
Quarter mile. Yeah, quarter mile. Yeah. I have it written down. I really have on the streets.
Public lot, and I was surprised. Bradford has some spaces that you can go in and park at as a resident, like a town. You can go in there and go to Starbucks if you wanted to.
Bradford only has about 3 mean just where the Starbucks is?
No.
They have a garage, and inside the garage,
Oh, they can?
they have some spaces that are,
Public?
yep.
Mirrored,
Huh?
mirrored.
Metered?
Town,
Yeah, but he needs 86 spaces, right?
he needs additional 42. 20 grandfathers for the 40,
Yeah.
based on the square footage.
Where are those?
Well, I mean, it's LB1. So on the street, there's plenty. I mean, if his business, again, it's his.
Do they count the back?
I'm not going to make his case, but
Back is,
that area over there, I'm sorry?
none of the back area is considered parking for people, right?
No,
No, there isn't room.
It's
No.
all the
it's
park.
behind, they just, behind Winters.
Yeah, I didn't count any of those side streets. They were all the marked parking spaces.
Did you talk to any neighbors about your restaurant?
I spoke to, they had questions, the list in that area. I don't know if you heard of the listserv. But anyway, it's a group of, butters, neighbors in that area. They had their concerns. I spoke to them. So I have I have support, they feel like, they want to back me and they want to support us.
Because I know there's neighbors who have come out before, but not.
Against.
Yeah, against, but not in that area. It was more when.
We got one left.
Properties over, the dentist.
The dentist thing, it was about 2 blocks down, but
No, it was down the street when,
The tea cake place? That
no,
was way further down.
no, it's a noodle, it's the Thai noodle place now.
Oh.
But it was, when it was, I think it was the place that relocated to Waltham. Gustavo, and then now it closed in Waltham. They came out, the neighbors, but that's a little far down, so.
Yeah. Well, I feel like if, Cafe Vinac, I mean, they can handle, that kind of parking, because they're very, very busy. Those guys, what are they known to, like, what they said on one of the papers, best restaurant in, what was it, the world?
It was in the list of 47 best restaurants in North America.
Yeah, I mean.
Restaurant is the.
Restaurant, that the woman came before us, you don't remember her?
yeah, the Persian lady.
The one.
Oh, yeah,
Zara's friend. He loved,
Everyone is my friend.
no, but she especially liked Zara. Do you
Sort of
remember her?
sweet, there's some.
This permit has to have a condition
Okay,
that we're not going to allow him to open the restaurant until he finishes the attic construction that he has had the permit for more than almost.
your own home?
Yeah, yeah. Well, you know what? I got the permit. We got a good contractor. We're gonna get that up.
How old is it?
It's like almost teenager now. I'm just kidding.
So, okay, so
My advice to him was that he presents this, I'm just gonna speak if you don't mind, that after 4 o'clock, all the other businesses are closed and only Savino's, including Starbucks at 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock in the afternoon.
yeah, their hours are going down tonight, yeah.
All the others around 4 o'clock or 5 o'clock, even like until 6, is when they all close down and go home, including like the offices or other places. That remains Savino's and him.
Spirited Gourmet too. would be-
Spirited Gourmet, but Spirited Gourmet is like, in and out.
Yeah, in and out, exactly.
Yeah.
You're not there for.
I mean, it's like more 2-3 cars coming, go out. And that all that neighborhood, let's say parking the spaces would be available for his dinner and Savino's dinner, basically, patrons. And, well, he didn't say it, but this is what I suggested. He said, I think he forgot to say it.
What are your hours?
We're open from 11:30 to, I just want to give you the exact time. Morning?
12.
No, for the lunch.
For the lunch hours, we're open for lunch hours, so 11:30 to 2:30, and then we close for an hour and a half, and then we reopen, and then we close at 9:30. And then weekends where, we like to open till 11.
Weekends are gonna be tough during the day parking over there.
Weekends tough, but then most of our business is coming from dinner time. So, we're not worried about that. We notice it's busy during the afternoon, but during the evening, Gary said, there's really, I've sent attached pictures. There's really nobody out there between those dinner hours.
Yeah.
And there's a list of hours I've attached of all the businesses in the area.
I've seen,
A handful that are open after 5.
Jack, you said Ara said it, but I told you to say this and
Of course.
just trying to, and I don't want to defend your case or versus anyone else that might not be happy with the restaurant. I just sort of mentioning what the situation is there at those times.
So we would have the normal, how about the trash? How's the trash and the oil being changed?
Yeah, we have business partners that handles the oil. They come and collect the oil. They clean out grease traps, monthly. And, we don't anticipate a lot of grease because, it's a seafood restaurant and we do have other food, but there's not a lot.
But you're going to do some oil with the sushi, right?
Right.
And you just a little tempura?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Right. And then we have business partner who's he knows this stuff.
I do know my sushi. I know. I mean, see, there's oil in every restaurant, right?
Yeah, there's that.
You have to clean out the traps on a regular basis.
Absolutely. So we have business partner that does that for our restaurants and they're on top of us. And, we have guys, who cleans up.
What do you mean a business partner? Are you using a chain concept?
No, we call them business partners because they work very closely with us. We rely on them to make sure that our hoods are clean every 3 months. We rely on them to make sure, things are taken care of. So we work really close together.
So your oil gets changed every 3 months?
No, our filtration of the hood gets cleaned every 3 months. And then the oil gets pumped out and grease trap gets cleaned every month.
Okay.
Yeah. And trash, what we do is we have, our guy, he comes and collects our trash. We could do twice a week or we could do once a week. We usually just do once a week, especially in this restaurant. There's not a whole lot of trash in the job.
Where's the dumpster?
Dumpster is going to be placed behind the restaurant. And, how we know there's a problem with, rodents and, the smell of the trash can. So what we do with the food, what we do is we freeze the food, any kind of trimmings and stuff like that. We'll freeze it, we'll put it in the freezer. And then when the day comes, the day before, with trash day, throw it out there. So that kind of keeps the food out of the trash can.
We're going to use our normal restaurant.
Yeah. And although he's coming back, is here for the additional parking spaces.
Yeah.
But it's time that, just like the hours and everything else, trash.
Yeah, I was
familiar with the area. The trash bin for Aram is in the back and the truck just gets in behind the building, picks it up, leaves. I know there has been some issues with the rodents.
Get behind that building.
They do.
From the side.
They do.
Yeah, you know that.
I did the service over in that building where you are.
Oh.
The basement.
Oh, you did? Oh, that 200 amp service?
Yeah, because they put air conditioning up there.
Yeah.
So Andy Dwyer hired me.
Oh, cool.
And we did it.
Yeah, it works great.
Great new AC. I mean, that's a great system.
Yeah.
We'll have to increase that. You feel bigger because of you.
No, I mean, I feel
being back on the record now, any more questions from the board? I'll do this decision because I have plenty of restaurant decisions, so.
Gabriel has.
There are people on Zoom who I think wish to speak.
Okay, sure. Anybody in favor of Mr. Sky's restaurant? And Andrew, I can't see his name.
So the gentleman is Justin Kenyon.
Hi, Justin. Would you introduce yourself and give your address, please?
Sure. I'm Justin Kenyon, precinct 5, 24 Upland Road. And I don't know Mr. Sy personally, but I frequent his number one taste restaurant on Trapello Road. And I am very much in favor of more restaurants in my neighborhood. And I will not be taking a parking space up because we are looking for more walkability in our neighborhood. So
absolutely.
Love it.
Absolutely. Thank you. And I think it's Emma Thurston. Miss Thurston.
Yes, hello.
Hi.
Emma Thurston. I'm at 101 Baker Street. I am almost I consider myself walkable to Cushing Square, but I won't repeat anything that anybody else has already said. I just wanted to speak in favor of this. It's great to have one less empty storefront in Cushing Square. Thanks, Jack.
Although, the store was a nice little thing there for a while it left.
Adam?
No, the store.
Ben Franklin?
Ben Franklin.
It was great.
It was great while it lasted. You could always get things there. Who else is up? Warner?
Murray Warner.
Marie who?
Marie Warner.
Hello, Marie. This is Marie Warner, and I live at Hillside Terrace. So I am in walking distance of this restaurant, and I frequently walk and can attest to the fact that there is plenty of parking on Trapello and on Cushing and on Common and Belmont, and look forward to this restaurant coming into our neighborhood.
Thank you.
Feinleib.
And, okay, Ms. Feinleib?
You're on mute.
You're on mute.
I didn't want to speak.
I
didn't raise my hand. I've just joined the meeting because I've been trying to get on so I could listen to this part of it.
So what do you think of the restaurant in Cushing Square?
I haven't decided yet.
Well, what's going to make you decide?
It will depend. I used to do business with the Japanese. It will depend on how good it is. It will certainly I don't particularly want to see Savino's get so much competition it goes out, although they are certainly very different. So it's a wait and see for me.
Okay, fair enough.
Money.
I guess we'll call it neutral. Are you Japanese?
No, I'm not.
He's not Japanese. Does that make a difference?
Am I Japanese? No.
Oh,
I'm Jewish. I live in.
I got that. He's not Japanese though. What are you?
I'm Chinese.
He's Chinese.
Well, Julie, my daughter-in-law is Chinese. It should work out fine.
Okay, so does that make it easier for you to be in? Oh, is that, you're muted again. You're muted again.
Thank you. No, it depends on how good a restaurant it is. I think in terms of parking, I'm not worried about the evening. I am much more worried about daytime where it can already be fairly difficult to park in that area.
Okay, fair enough. I think the restaurant's going to be good. I think they'll do a good job. And which is the sushi person over there?
The gentleman in red, that's Mr. Shu.
Shu, how's your English?
And
how's your English? Is it good? Come on up and talk. No? Just for one, sit down right there. Put you in the hot seat. How long have you been doing sushi?
12, yeah.
12 years.
12 years.
12 years where?
Cohasset.
Cohasset?
Yes.
Yeah.
What restaurants?
No, in food market.
Yeah, he's worked in various restaurants. He's worked in the one over here in Watertown, Fusion 2.
Fusion. Which one? The one near the cigar store?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's supposed to be a really good one.
Yeah. And, our head chef in the kitchen, she's from a really well-known restaurant, Dakayama in Chestnut Hill.
Which one?
Chestnut Hill Mall, Dakayama.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, so we were lucky to have her.
All right, good. Nice to meet you. Yeah. Good. It's always good to have a female presence in your business.
No, I agree.
Yes. All right. With that being said, I'm going to close the public portion of the meeting. I hope you frequent the restaurant. Ms. Feinleib. Feinleib. I hope you frequent the restaurant.
I will certainly go and try it, particularly if they don't mind non-single people coming in.
I don't think they mind single people coming in. Okay, thank you. Did you have something?
No, I said there are.
There's two more people?
And Warner, yeah.
Okay.
Warner already spoke.
So they're all set?
Ms. Mooney has not addressed, but,
Seeing her, so I want to make sure she's a town meeting member, so.
Ms. Mooney, would you like to add anything?
No, I'm fine. Thank you very much for the public process. I'm fine. Thank you.
Welcome. All right, with that being said, I'm going to close the public portion of the meeting. I will make a motion to approve the application for the one special permit of, for 89 Trapello Road to operate a full-service restaurant located in LB1 zoning district. Have a second?
I will second.
Andrew?
I'm in favor.
Elliot?
Approve.
David?
In favor.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
Good luck. Good luck. I wish you luck.
There's a condition.
Oh, yeah.
On the dormers.
I don't think I could condition that.
The kid is gonna go to college before he even.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you.
Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.
We're definitely gonna make Belmont proud of this place.
Oh, good. Nice to hear. We have minutes from July, but I don't, we don't have Jimmy or Teresa here, so I don't think we can vote on those.
Vote next time.
All right, we'll vote next time. So I'll make a motion to adjourn meeting.
Second.
That was a very quick second. Andrew?
Thirded.
Elliot?
Tara, agreed.
And David? Thank you, everyone, for putting up with this tonight. I think if we work out the kinks, we did a very good job. Thank you very much.
Yes.